Welcome back to the Comic Book ASM Artist. Today we're doing a flip through of this book called Marvel Universe of Superheroes. Now, the background on this art book is it's based upon the exhibit they had at the MoPop, that's the Museum of Pop Culture in Seattle, which is not there any longer. I believe it's actually going to the Smithsonian now. But I had done a previous video where I took you through the entire exhibit. I'll leave a link to that below. And it's literally like step by step the whole museum. So it's not an ASMR video, but I did do that for you also. Check that out if you haven't. But this book shows some of the things a little bit clearer. Because one of the things on that video, especially when I try to show off the original art, they had some protective lighting that would like put some distortive lines, like a strobe sort of a thing, over the images. So in this book, you can see a lot of those more impressive pages in greater detail. So, but I could see them fine in person. Just with the there's something about the camera that prevents it from doing that. So when we open the book, we are greeted to this nice, shiny retro picture here. And this is half of the exhibit. This was like the Doctor Strange portion of the museum, which I almost fell down when I was filming this because it was so disorienting. And then on the other side, we get the rest of the picture there, with the other part of that same entrance to the exhibit there. So, and I think if you went there on opening day, you actually got a print of this image here. And then there's the completed image there as well. So there's several moments in here where they'll show different people and have interviews and stuff. So obviously we have Stan Lee, which he didn't start, the whole Marvel Comics thing, but he's definitely the biggest name to contribute to it that's been popularized, and he's a household icon. So here's a Stan Lee thing here. It says, Marvel is a cornucopia of fantasy, a wild idea, a swashbuckling attitude, an escape from the humdrum and prosaic. It's a I'm assuming, yeah, that's the D looks like an O. It's a serendipitous feast for the mind, the eye, and the imagination. A literate celebration of unbridled creativity, coupled with a touch of rebellion and an insolent desire to spit in the eye of the dragon. And then there's the nice Spider-Man statue you could stand by. So, I have no idea. This is Brian Crosby. I don't know who that is. Executive producer, creative director, Marvel themed entertainment. And we have the Thing sleeping on a couch here. And what's nice is this window back here in the exhibit was actually just like animated stuff going on, like people fighting in the city in the background. There's the Vision there. So here's a picture of the cover for Marvel Comics #1, which was the first comic for Marvel. Some more classic original art here. And what was cool about the exhibit, it was set up like a timeline. So when you entered the museum, like this was the first stuff you saw. This was like you came in through here, and then this was the first corner. As you can see, like this was illuminated. But you know, as a Captain America fan, I was very appreciative of that. And then more about making the exhibit here. And then here's James Marsters, which I don't know him from too much either. Guess he's on the Runaways, but I've never watched that. So here is the original pencil art for the Runaways #1. And then the completed cover. And the exhibit really kind of encapsulated all of Marvel too. So they had newer stuff as well as enough classic stuff to excite people. So, interview with Jeff Loeb here. Some classic Frank Miller Daredevil here. And all of this was on display at the exhibit. It was so cool to see all that close up and in person. Nice Punisher there. By Mike Zeek, I believe. Yes. Here's the original concept sketch for the Punisher. Some Daredevil props. So yeah, this is where some of the Daredevil stuff was displayed. Some Jack Kirby art here. It's Black Panther and Captain America there. I like how they did it. It looks like they just did full-on scans here because you can see like the staining and everything. So well, that's pretty cool too. And I believe this book was about $35 if you want to get one of your own. And what's weird too is they did not have this book for sale at the Mopop. And even now, I've been back since, and they still don't have this book available. So I don't know why they don't have it there. Nice Black Panther statue scene, which they had. Here's I think it's a concept painting, yeah, for the movie. And Greg Clark, Agent Coulson as we know him. Little Steranko psychedelic art there. So yeah, another interview with Brooks Peck, co-curator. So just more. I know a lot of people who might have been important to the creation of the exhibit, but aren't really people you think of for Marvel. So this is some of like the newspaper clippings and stuff pertaining to the Comics Code Authority. And you can't really see it even though I've got it up close here, or maybe you can. When things are up close in my glasses, I can't see them very well. But right there is all the things you couldn't do for the Comics Code. Little Silver Surfer #1 cover there. It's the Falcon's first appearance. So this was where you would queue up to go in to the exhibit. When I went, it was a ghost town up here. I just ran right in, but here they would check your tickets, I would assume. Sana Amanat, VP of Content and Character Development at Marvel. And she's co-creator of Miss Marvel. And they had a lockjaw statue in there. They're part of the exhibit over there. I believe they've, I don't remember those two pictures being side by side though, or maybe they were. Yeah, because this was as you were leaving a certain section. And this is G. Willow Wilson. She's the other co-creator of Miss Marvel. I haven't read, and there's a statue over there. I haven't read Miss Marvel or anything like that. And then this was the opening ceremonies for the exhibit. Did the ribbon cutting there. Looks like she did the ribbon cutting. Chio Hadari Coker is the executive producer for Luke Cage. Nice Wolverine panel up there. The Luke Cage cover. Trying to make out which portion. I guess this is like the street level area because it mentions Luke Cage. I can't really make it out too well in these pictures though. Here's another cover here. Issue number 1. There is Luke Cage's hoodie with all the bullets in it. Here's another part of that same exhibit. It's Joe Quesada. Currently, he is Marvel Entertainment's Chief Creative Officer. I've just known him for his drawing, so I don't really know what any of these random positions are at Marvel. Nice iconic cover there. Death of Gwen Stacy. Well, that's not a cover. Oh, I guess it is. Marvel Knights. I think that's for issue 1 there. There's a drawing of Flo Steinberg. She was one of the first women to work at Marvel, if I remember correctly. Here's Black Panther's first appearance in Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four used to be the comic where everyone would do their first appearances. Here's the God Loves Man Kills image here. And I have this book too. I actually have it signed by Claremont. And hopefully one day I'll get to read it for you all on the channel. Here's the cover pretty much for when the X-Men came back. And we got a brand new lease on life for them. This is giant-sized X-Men #1. We got... I know Dave Cockrum did the pencils. I don't know why they've got... I guess Gil Kane helped with it. I don't remember that. Here's the Days of Future Past cover. And there's Chris Claremont there. Yeah, I've met him a couple times. He's a really nice guy. Galactus's first appearance. It's John Byrne. Death of Phoenix there. You can see all, I think that's just charcoal pencil there, maybe. Frank Miller Wolverine. Here's a nice retro ad for a mail-away Hulk shirt. They always used to have random things like that. So this, I believe, is... No, it's not. I thought that was like a painting of the Dazzler. It looks like someone's just modeling some high fashion there. Somebody who's just inspired by Marvel, I guess, who's a fashion designer. Some of the Black Panther stuff. The Miss Marvel painting there. By, looks like Dexter Soy. Not familiar with that artist. Looks like digital painting though. Some interior art for that. Another cover there. And this interview is by Kelly Sue DeConnick, I believe. Yeah. And it is an interview with David Mandel, which I'm not sure his role either. Executive producer and showrunner of Veep, and former executive producer and director of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Writer for SNL and Seinfeld during 7th, 8th, and 9th seasons. He's also one of the creators of Clerks, the animated series. So he's definitely done a lot of things that I have watched and enjoyed then. Here's the part of the Daredevil exhibit there. Some classic Spider-Man by Steve Ditko. There's some more. So this is just a lot of retro pictures here. There's John Buscema. Let's say Sal Bradsky, Steve Ditko. He was a very private man. Doesn't surprise me they don't have a actual picture of him. Gene Colan, Don Heck, Roy Thomas, Gil Kane, Joe Sinnott, there's old Jack Kirby. I believe that's a Thing statue, or Red Skull maybe. I don't know, that's weird though. He's holding a comic page. With a Red Skull costume mask in the background, yeah. Flo Steinberg, Dick Ayers, Bill Everett, Jeremina Sr. There's a very facial hair covered Stan Lee there. And Mary Severin. And you have an interview by Roy Thomas. It's Ant-Man there. So this is showing off elements of the Merry Marvel Marching Society. I don't know if that's it's a pin, okay. Here's your members card. This is a record sleeve where they actually had recordings from some of the staff at Marvel on there. And then once again there, funny, cheesy, "You Belong to the Merry Marvel Marching Society" song, where Stan would try to get the creators to sing on there and stuff. So here is the no prize envelope. Back in the day, if you wrote to Marvel and you noticed something their editing didn't catch, like, hey, Captain America's blue, or not blue, Captain America's purple in this panel, then they would send you out a no prize envelope. And sometimes they would even, if the error was bad enough, they would even print your letter in the back of the comics too. Nice piece of art here. Perfume. This was the like their comics magazine at the time. And then you could vote for your favorite Marvel character. You hit the button here, and then on the TV it would show your favorite. Looks like the top one at this time was Black Panther. I'm trying to remember who it was on mine, but if you watch the video you can see who it was on mine. I was definitely surprised by some of the results though. And we see this is like a cosplay era here. Fandom in the digital era. So here's some more people dressed up. Marvel's Expressionist Movement by Rob Salkowitz. Sure, this talks about, Bill Sienkiewicz, which I actually haven't read a lot of his early work. I know of it, but I haven't read it. So yeah, I'm curious about it, because I always see like his paintings and stuff, but I haven't seen a lot of his interior work like this. I know this was on display, and like this stuff was attached to the artwork. It's like actual like computer parts. So I thought that was pretty neat. And I haven't even read like any of this stuff too. This is from Electra Assassin. Cover conversation with Jenny Robb. She's the consultant for the exhibit. This is where they showed, I think, just some of the random, things for art boards here. Let's see. Studio One. Exploring the lives of Marvel's most influential creators. One of these is Jack Kirby's artboard, I believe. Maybe this one here. But like I said, I do show this off in my video where it's closer. Show is part of the Spidey exhibit. Yeah, everything here, there's like little strobes you'll see. But I was worried because I thought my phone was breaking or something. Here we have the Lou Ferrigno Hulk. And I haven't seen a lot of these either. I mainly watched the CBS live-action Spider-Man, but not the Hulk show. So we have a Todd McFarlane Hulk cover here. Maybe Planet Hulk here. Classic Hulk cover done by Herb Trimp and John Romita Sr. This I was excited about. This was an original piece by Steve Rude. It was much larger in the museum, but this was created specifically for the exhibit. So this was original brand new art. And I'm glad they put it in here because it's a nice peaceful painting of the Hulk. It's kind of retreating in nature here. Thought that was really cool. Shows off some more of the exhibit here. They had where they showed off the movie suits. This original Thor page here by Jack Kirby, signed. Hopefully one day I'll find something signed by Kirby. I'm not sure who this is. It might be... Yeah, I was about to say Star-Lord. First appearance of Peter Quill, Star-Lord. By John Byrne and Terry Austin. Is the Groot head they had on display there. They had Captain America's suit and shield. We have Lady Thor, as well as the Mjolnir here. I believe this is Sabarabik's. Yeah. So this was another one that was created specifically for the Marvel exhibit. There's that Spidey again. Classic X-Men cover there. Music for the Marvel Universe. So as you'll hear on that video, they had just a very Marvel themed, movie themes and stuff kind of blended together to create an ambience when you walk through the exhibit. So assuming this is an interview with the guy who helped compose and master all that stuff together. So yeah, they had an Iron Man suit there, and Hela and Thor. Other Captain America shot there. Star-Lord and Gamora. Gwen Stacy's death here. And then the first Tom Holland Spidey suit. giving you a better close up there. And this one is smaller. Bucky outfit there. The goggles and that kind of threw me like, wait, is this like a falcon suit? And I didn't see any wings, but at first glance I wasn't sure if it was a darker falcon suit. And I saw the metal arm there. Plus I don't think of Bucky much with the goggles or the mask. So this shows, is that a variation of this? No, it's the same, I guess. It just kind of angled off center. So Nick Bradshaw is the one who did this art here. And then they did a movie about the Marvel Universe in here too. I actually didn't sit to watch that because I wanted to walk through the exhibit. Plus I came later. It was, I had to do a staff meeting. So I like hopped on a bus, went to the museum and came back and then did the meeting. Here's some more classic Hulk here. So this is showing how they like would composite things for the special effects for the show. Here's the exhibit designer's interview here. Yeah, I thought it was really well done. And like they're touring bits of it over the US, but like I said, I think it's gonna end up in the Smithsonian. It's Doctor Strange's outfit in the weird psychedelic area. Some more Marvel people here. I don't know if that's anyone in particular. I don't think it's anyone I know. So this is showing some of the concept stuff for creating the exhibits. I think over here is where they had the tiny Ant-Man. And then that's showing the magnifying glass that would go over that shows the tiny Ant-Man. And then this is about how they created all these big statues of the heroes around the exhibit, which are very cool. So they have like 3D models, and then they did these moldings, and then looks like they were all hand painted. And then here's a tribute to everyone who maybe financially funded it or not. Oh, lenders. Well, that could just be people who owned some of the artwork. So I see Bendis was among them, as was Michael Allred there. David Mack. And then your credits here. These are pictures of everyone. Alright, well that's going to do it. Make sure to check out that live walkthrough of the exhibit if you haven't. Leave a comment below. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to enter the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Link to that's below as well. And if there's nothing else, you all have a super slumber. Thanks. Bye.